So apparently, the Chicago Bears have already promised Andy Dalton that he is going to be the week 1 starter for the Bears no matter what. Let's talk about it. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports Talk back at it with another video talking. Of course, my NFL here to talk about the Chicago Bears. So if you're a Bears fan, make sure to hit that big red subscribe button down below. Make sure to follow me on all my social media platforms, guys, and hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I drop a new video. Let's get into it. All right, so this report is coming from Pro Football Talk, and basically, if you read the article, it talks about how Andy Dalton said that he knew coming into the situation, regardless of if the Bears drafted a quarterback or not, that it was going to be a short-term one-year deal, and he was going to be the starting quarterback. And now, one of the inside sources is reporting that the Bears have promised, like they've told Dalton he is already the week 1 starter, like it's already set. All right, this is where I have a problem. All right, this is where I have a big problem, because it is not the fact that Andy Dalton is starting, because we know, or we knew from everything we've heard in the offseason, that for the most part it is leaning towards Dalton being the starting quarterback. That's not the problem. The problem is that the Bears have already kind of set in stone that they're not even going to give Justin Fields a chance in training camp or OTAs. That's where I have the problem, because I've been very firm in my stance on this, which is, look, you go ahead and you see what happens in training camp. If Justin Fields is not able to severely outplay Andy Dalton, you sit him. That's fine. If it's close, start Dalton. Justin Fields needs to earn that starting job. But I said, if he earns it, if he really outplays Dalton, and you clearly see he's the better quarterback, start him week 1. Start him week 1. I don't care. Bench Andy Dalton. Just because we paid Andy Dalton $10 million for one season does not mean we are stopping Justin Fields from playing. That's what I've been saying this whole offseason. Now, with this report coming out that the Bears have already promised Andy Dalton, this I don't like, because this is being stubborn. This is being not flexible. This is basically saying no matter what Justin Fields does, we are not starting him no matter what. That's not good coaching management. That's just not the way to deal with it, folks. And look, I get it. Andy Dalton is an experienced veteran, but he's about as average as they come. And I don't know why people are so afraid of rookie quarterbacks starting. Look, I know we've talked about guys sitting and developing works. We've totally seen it. But I've also told you in those situations, the ones that you think of come to mind, Aaron Rodgers sitting behind a Hall of Famer, Brett Favre, Patrick Mahomes sitting behind a guy in Alex Smith who was very good in that system for years to come. Andy Dalton hasn't even played in the Bears system yet. And so if you think about the guys that have they've sat behind clearly better quarterbacks. That's why they were given a chance to develop, okay? Justin Fields is not going to be in that same situation. Andy Dalton is about as average as they come. And so to me, this is where I have the big problem is, why are you pigeonholing yourself into this box and saying no matter what Justin Fields does, we're starting Andy Dalton? You're like stunting his growth. That's basically like Justin Fields saying, all right, well, what's the point of playing well? Because no matter how well I play in training camp or OTAs, they're not going to start me. They're not going to start me. Now, we know eventually Justin Fields is the future starting quarterback of this team, but it's just even one wasted year. Why? Why do that? Imagine if Justin Fields started this year and then, he had a good rookie season, how much more ready he will be the next season, right? We all agree, sitting and developing and learning is the way to go, but what's better than actually going out there and playing? Like, that is the best teacher of, being able to succeed, is you go out and you actually play, right? So to me, practice, OTAs, that can't replicate game feel. So to me, big problem with this. And if Andy Dalton ends up being the starting quarterback just because they promised it to him and he's not better than Fields in training camp or OTAs, I'm not a fan of this, folks. Let me know what you guys think. I'm so frustrated by this because I knew this was going to happen. And I'm telling you, I know the reason why they're doing it too. Let me tell you really quickly the reason why this is happening. Because Justin Fields is the crown jewel for Nagy and Pace. And basically, they are buying themselves time by not starting this kid. And so essentially, they are going to, in a way, waste this year with Dalton, because let's say they start Andy Dalton all season long and the Bears miss the playoffs. Next season, they're going to say, hey, you can't fire us because We haven't even seen Justin Fields play. He's going to start next season, and you're going to see how good he is. So they're just buying themselves time here by sitting Justin Fields. That's what the plan is. It's not about Justin Fields. It's about themselves. And that's where I'm like, not a big fan of this, folks. I'm frustrated. I wish it was just a fair competition. That's all I want. A fair competition. Andy Dalton beats him, wins it. Cool. Let him be the starter. But if not, let Justin Fields start. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below if you agree or disagree. As always, thanks for watching.